If you enjoyed this video even a little, please like it. Friends, everyone knows Mufasa, and in this video we will see how Mufasa became an orphan and how Scar, whom he loved more than his own brother, later betrays him. And whether he could save his kingdom or was killed by Scar, we will all see. So, let's begin. At the start of the story, we see various animals running happily towards something and gathering in one place. Seeing the animals, it seemed as if they were the subjects of a benevolent king. A little later, a lion with a thick mane appears from a high mountain. Upon closer look, we realize it's our King Simba, whose sight brings immense joy to everyone. Shortly after, we see a duo, whose names are Timon and Pumbaa. Actually, they had come to meet Simba. Upon arriving, Simba tells them he has some work outside, so they must take care of his beloved daughter, Kiara. To which they say, "Oh man, just say you want us to babysit your daughter," and start joking with Simba. Simba asks them, "Can't you guys be mature even for a little while?" If you've seen the previous part of The Lion King, you'd know that Simba and these two are very close friends. Soon, Simba reaches Kiara. Seeing her father, the daughter hugs him and says she's afraid Scar might return. Simba tells his daughter to be brave and that there's no need to fear. He has already killed Scar. After a while, Simba leaves and Timon and Pumbaa start telling Kiara a story. And in their usual exaggerated way, they claim it wasn't Simba, but they who bravely fought Scar and put him to eternal sleep. Kiara says, "But my dad said he defeated Scar." Timon and Pumbaa reply, "Your dad is a master at lying, but actually he was just spinning tall tales. He has a habit of exaggerating." A little later, lightning strikes, and Kiara and Timon get scared and hide in one place. Pumbaa encourages Kiara to be brave and consoles her when another lightning bolt strikes, scaring them completely. Kiara looks back and sees an old monkey. As he comes closer, she recognizes him. It's Rafiki, and Kiara runs to hug him, overjoyed to see him. Kiara says she was very scared alone, and thankfully Rafiki came. Rafiki shows Kiara a big tree outside and says, "Mufasa is alive in all of you, just like this tree, and through Simba his ancestors reside within him, and he must uphold his family's traditions." He also says that after a ceremony, Kiara will become the queen of the next generation. Kiara says she will try her best to be brave, to which Rafiki replies, "When Mufasa asked your father, Simba, to climb the high mountain, he was also very scared. But slowly he climbed and proved with the roar of his voice who the real king was." Then another lightning strike scares Kiara again, and she says, "I'll never be like my father or grandfather." Seeing this, Rafiki tells her he will tell her a story that will help her understand the meaning of her family's legacy and royal lineage. Hearing this, Timon and Pumbaa also sit down eagerly to listen. Rafiki draws a line of dust in his palm and blows it away, taking us to another place. We see various animals, like birds flying in the wind, zebras, and other animals grazing in the fields. Then we see a lion family arriving in a vast open field. The mother's name is Uru, the father's name is Ahadi, and the son's name is Mufasa. Uru tells her son they've finally reached this place. When Mufasa asks, she tells him it's called Mailali. Seeing its beauty, Mufasa is awestruck. The three of them get lost in the beauty of the place: clear flowing water, colorful flowers, and animals of all kinds. This place was no less than paradise. Actually, they were lost in their thoughts. Nothing like that existed there. Then a drop of water falls from the sky onto Mufasa's face, and soon a light rain begins. They are all very happy to see the rain. Seeing the rain, all the animals also rejoice, but they don't know that what they thought was a blessing from God would turn into a curse. In no time, the water starts rising rapidly, sweeping Mufasa away. His parents try their best to save him, and after much effort, Ahadi throws Mufasa to safety. But the danger isn't over yet. Before Mufasa can reach his mother safely, a large elephant floating in the water collides with them, and Mufasa is swept far away into the water. Mufasa grabs onto a log tightly to avoid drowning. At that moment, a lion of his age appears and introduces himself as Taka, who later becomes known as Scar. As they're talking, a group of crocodiles approaches to devour Mufasa. Taka tries to pull him up with his paws, but the crocodiles get dangerously close. Just then, Taka's mother arrives and scares them away. Taka's mother tells him to leave, but Taka says he wants to keep Mufasa with him. His mother takes him to another lion named Obasi, who is the king of that land and also Taka's father. Obasi was preparing to eat, but upon seeing Mufasa, suspects he might be from a royal lineage. Then, ℭ𝔬𝔭𝔫 suggests they hold a race between Taka and Mufasa. If Mufasa loses, Obasi can kill him, but if he wins, Mufasa can stay with them. Obasi agrees, and the race begins. A little ahead, they encounter a large grassy field, which they somehow cross. But the trouble comes when deep water blocks their path. As soon as Mufasa enters the water, memories of his past trauma flood back, so he avoids the water and takes a different route, climbing a tree. Not realizing the depth, he jumps from the tree and starts drowning in the water. Taka again tries to pull him up with his paws. They run together, and as they run, Taka tells Mufasa he always wanted a brother and sees Mufasa as one. Saying this, he slows down, but Mufasa, surprised, doesn't slow down and reaches the finish line, the same place Rafiki shows Kiara at the start of the movie. Mufasa wins, and Obasi has no choice but to let him stay. Later, Taka and Mufasa start playing together. Taka shows Mufasa the entire jungle. The beauty of the surroundings is hard to describe in words. Just understand that Mufasa was in the most beautiful place in the world. The animals around them are also happy to see them, and Mufasa and Taka start playing, enjoying the jungle's beauty. Time doesn't wait, friends. Soon they grow up, but their friendship remains the same. However, Obasi still doesn't trust Mufasa and tells Taka that sooner or later he will have to fight Mufasa for the throne. Hearing this, Taka becomes sad. A little later, we see Mufasa haunted by memories of his parents, saying they must be searching for him. ℭ𝔬𝔫 tells Mufasa he should look for his parents and not feel alone. She is with him. She also says Mufasa has qualities no other lion there has, which could make him the king. But Mufasa refuses, saying Taka should be the king. Meanwhile, we see Taka listening to their conversation and feeling hurt that his own mother is saying such things about him. Everything was going fine until one day, ℭ𝔬𝔫 and Mufasa go hunting in the jungle, and Taka secretly follows them. Then, large white lions start approaching them. ℭ𝔬𝔫 and Mufasa also sense their presence and are shocked. Taka realizes something is wrong. Soon, the lions attack. ℭ𝔬𝔫 tells Mufasa to run, but Mufasa decides to stand and fight. ℭ𝔬𝔫 sees Taka from afar, but instead of saving his mother, he runs away in fear, leaving her stunned. As Mufasa fights one lion, he sees another about to kill ℭ𝔬𝔫. He pushes the first lion aside and tackles the second. Realizing they can't win, the first lion flees. At home, ℭ𝔬𝔫 tells Obasi how Mufasa saved her from the giant white lions. Obasi thanks Mufasa. Mufasa warns the king that the lions will attack again in 2 days, and they must be prepared. Meanwhile, we see that after running from the battlefield, Taka has lost all respect, and his mother takes him away. Then we see the white lions who attacked them. They report to their king Kiros that they failed because of a young lion who drove them away. Enraged, Kiros orders his sisters, Akua and Amara, to end the rogue lion's game, and they surround and kill him. A spy sent by Obasi witnesses this and reports back, saying Kiros is very powerful and will attack tomorrow. Obasi tells Taka he is their future and will take him far away the next morning to keep him safe. He also says Mufasa will stay with him to protect him from external threats. Taka outright refuses, saying he doesn't believe in these meaningless royal traditions and values his life more. Morning comes, and ℭ𝔬𝔮 tells Mufasa to follow the sunlight and take Taka with him. She also says going in that direction might lead him to ℭ𝔬𝔯𝔦𝔤, where his parents are. Mufasa says he doesn't want to lose her, but ℭ𝔬𝔮 replies that his family is still alive and he must find them. "Go, Mufasa, go," she says. ℭ𝔬𝔮 hugs Taka and Mufasa one last time, and they set off on their long, perilous journey. The scene shifts to Kiara, who asks Rafiki if the enemies will attack the next day. Rafiki continues the story, saying yes. Seeing such powerful lions, they are terrified, and ℭ𝔬𝔮 becomes the new king. A little ahead, the white lions also chase Mufasa and Taka. They run as fast as they can, but water blocks their path. Mufasa hesitates, but the white lions catch up. Somehow Mufasa overcomes his fear and runs through the water. But a deep trench appears, and he gets stuck. Taka knows Mufasa would never jump into water, so he pushes him in and jumps after him. They start drowning, but manage to grab onto a tree branch. Then a white lion jumps after them, but a large crocodile eats it. The crocodile then turns toward them. In fear, Mufasa breaks the branch and they fall. They leave the jungle and meet a lioness named Sarabi, who says she too is lost because the white lions attacked her. Later, she introduces them to her friend Zazu, who angrily says her friend refuses to eat. Zazu tells them Sarabi was once a queen, and when she asks, Mufasa says they're heading to ℭ𝔬𝔯𝔦𝔤. Sarabi replies that no such place exists. It's just a myth. Mufasa says whatever the case, it's the only place they can go now. Soon, noises are heard, and they run toward the source. We see a gathering of monkeys on a large tree. Among them is Rafiki, who was a child then. A vision of the future brings them there. Rafiki tells his childhood friend it's time to leave and walks away tearfully. A little ahead, Mufasa follows and tries to scare him, but Rafiki, who knows everything, calmly looks at him and walks away. When Taka asks why he isn't afraid, Rafiki says he knows where ℭ𝔬𝔯𝔦𝔤 is. Shocked, Mufasa asks, "Do you really know where it is?" Rafiki says he has prophetic dreams and saw himself reuniting with his family in ℭ𝔬𝔯𝔦𝔤, and they set off following Rafiki toward the world of their dreams. They stop at one point, and Rafiki tells Mufasa he fears the tragedies from his past might repeat. When Mufasa looks into the water, he sees his parents and becomes sad again. Later, they reach a place where a deep trench blocks their path. Rafiki says they can either go down or around it. Closing his eyes, Mufasa sees his mother's face, telling him to go down. Mufasa decides to descend, and they all take the lower path. They sing joyfully, celebrating how close they are to their destination. Meanwhile, we see Aqua, Amara, and ℭ𝔬𝔮 tracking their scent. Later, we see Taka confessing to Mufasa that he loves Sarabi and asks for advice on winning her over. Mufasa gives him typical bro advice. Approach her with love, ask questions, and talk about flowers, especially duck flowers. Most importantly, when she talks, just listen, no interruptions. Taka learns all this and approaches Sarabi saying, "The weather is so hot." She replies, "Yes, absolutely," and falls silent. But Taka ruins it by saying, I'm listening," and even calls her a duck. Realizing his mistake, he quickly corrects himself, "Not duck, duck flower." Sarabi asks how he knows about those flowers, and she starts getting impressed. At the top, they see a large herd of elephants heading home. ℭ𝔬𝔮 also arrives, and Sarabi gets an idea. She knocks down a beehive, causing chaos among the elephants. Rafiki climbs a tree first. The white lion approaches Mufasa, but an elephant kicks it away, also kicking Mufasa. Mufasa bravely climbs the tree and sees Sarabi falling. An elephant kicks her, knocking her unconscious. Another elephant is about to crush her when Mufasa saves her. The elephants block the path ℭ𝔬𝔫 and the other lions were taking, angering ℭ𝔬𝔫, who retreats. Rafiki breaks a branch and uses it as a staff. Sarabi regains consciousness and asks who saved her. Mufasa takes Taka's name. Rafiki already knew, but stayed silent, and Taka didn't speak either. Mid-story, Kiara asks Rafiki where the white lions came from. He explains they were outcasts from different tribes because they looked different, forming their own tribe and hating everyone else. Rafiki says this because he too was different and hated by others. The story resumes, and they reach a place with huge mountains they must cross. Using the snow, they erase their footprints with Zazu's help. Zazu reveals this was Mufasa's plan, impressing Sarabi and bringing them closer, which angers Taka, who leaves. The problem escalates when Mufasa repeats the lines he said when saving Sarabi. She was unconscious, but heard everything and realizes it was Mufasa, not Taka, who saved her. One night, while hunting, Sarabi confronts Mufasa about his lie. Mufasa tries to deny it, but Sarabi knows the truth, including that the duck flower line was Mufasa's idea. She says he's the true king, not Taka. Mufasa says royal blood isn't his, but Taka's. It's his destiny, and he doesn't want to interfere. As he sings, they grow closer, but Taka watches from above, heartbroken. Friendship is no more, love is no more. He's devastated that Mufasa betrayed him. Then his foot slips and he falls. But what's this? He lands right in front of the white lions. ℭ𝔬𝔫 is surprised to see him. Blinded by rage, Taka says Mufasa killed his son, and now that he's trapped, it's Mufasa's fault. He even reveals the location of ℧𝔬𝔫. ℭ𝔬𝔫 dismisses it as a myth, but Taka says he can take them there. ℭ𝔬𝔫 then offers Taka a deal to work together and makes him his king. The next morning, Taka joins them. Mufasa asks where he was all night, and Taka says he was arranging the hunt. Along the way, Taka leaves clues for ℭ𝔬𝔫 to track and kill Mufasa. Soon, they reach a deep trench. When the smoke clears, ℧𝔬𝔫 appears before them, filling them with joy. They're mesmerized by its beauty, lush greenery, clear water, and animals of all kinds. As they celebrate, Rafiki finds the big tree from his vision and joyfully shouts, "I've found it!" When Mufasa asks where his family is, Rafiki smiles and says, "You are my family, my brother," bringing tears to Mufasa's eyes. But their joy is short-lived, as ℭ𝔬𝔫 and the white lions arrive in ℧𝔬𝔫. Mufasa decides to fight. Above, ℭ𝔬𝔫 smells more lions and orders his pride to hunt and kill them. Mufasa climbs to confront ℭ𝔬𝔫, but is shocked to learn it was his own brother who led them there. Mufasa pleads with Taka to say it's a lie, but Taka replies, "I considered you my brother. I let you into my family, and you stabbed me in the back." ℭ𝔬𝔫 declares Taka is now one of them. A fierce battle ensues between the two brothers. ℭ𝔬𝔫 initially overpowers Mufasa, but Mufasa outsmarts him, throwing him down the mountain. Meanwhile, Sarabi gathers a lion pride for help, but they're too scared. Then, a mighty roar echoes through the jungle, drawing all animals to listen to Mufasa. He says he's here to protect them, and they must unite to free their land from outsiders. The animals ask why they should join his fight. Mufasa replies that if outsiders take over, they'll never live freely. One animal says a lone lion can't change ℧𝔬𝔫's fate, but Mufasa responds, "I'm not as tall as a giraffe or as fast as a cheetah. We are all part of ℧𝔬𝔫. We are one. Your fight is my fight." With that, the animals unite and drive out the white lions, reclaiming ℧𝔬𝔫. Meanwhile, ℭ𝔬𝔫 climbs back up and attacks Mufasa with his pride. Mufasa bravely fights, taking down a few, but they overwhelm him and throw him down. Mufasa regains consciousness under a tree in an empty place. Soon, ℭ𝔬𝔭𝔫 arrives and attacks again. Sometimes ℭ𝔬𝔫 strikes, sometimes Mufasa. It's unclear who's stronger. Taka watches closely, and memories of their bond flood back. As ℭ𝔬𝔫 is about to deliver the final blow, Taka's brotherly love awakens, and he steps in, taking the hit, scarring his face and earning the name Scar. Mufasa and Scar then fight together. Above, Aqua and Amara battle Sarabi and the lionesses. Rafiki, knowing the future, touches the ground, causing an earthquake that sends the white lions falling. A massive boulder rolls toward Mufasa and the lions, but Scar barely escapes while Mufasa and ℭ𝔬𝔫 fall into the water. Even in the water, ℭ𝔬𝔫 tries to kill Mufasa, and the surrounding plants entangle them. Another boulder falls toward them. Mufasa pushes ℭ𝔬𝔫 away, and the boulder crushes him. Mufasa swims up, and as he reaches the light, Scar is waiting. Just as Mufasa is about to drown again, Scar pulls him up with his claws, just like he did when they were kids. A little later, Sarabi arrives, and Scar, seeing his old love, sadly walks away. Sarabi and Mufasa emerge to find all the animals eagerly awaiting their king's return. They bow to Mufasa, who refuses, saying, "We are one." Rafiki declares Mufasa is the one who united Milali's animals and should be king. Then a lioness steps forward, and Mufasa realizes it's his real mother. They embrace. Mufasa anxiously asks where his father is, and her silence tells him he's no longer in this world. Later, Scar also arrives. Since he's now the king, he must make tough decisions. He spares their lives, but exiles them. As he leaves, Scar tells Mufasa to call him by his new name and departs, leading to the events of the previous film where he betrays Mufasa's son, Simba. Sarabi and Mufasa live happily together. Kiara says she wishes she could have met her grandfather. Rafiki replies she can't meet him, but can feel his presence by sitting on his throne at the mountain peak. She climbs the same peak and, like her grandfather, proves with her tiny roar that his blood runs in her veins. At that moment, Mufasa's image appears in the sky, and a lightning-like voice echoes, filling Kiara with joy that her grandfather's blessings are with her. Rafiki arrives and says, "Did you understand, Kiara? Your grandfather lives within you." Soon, Simba, Mufasa's son, arrives and Kiara hugs him. Then we see another cub, Kiara's own child. Seeing him, Kiara remembers Scar, and the movie ends on this touching note. If you're still watching, thank you so much. If you have time, please hit the subscribe button to pay tribute to Mufasa. See you in the next video. Till then, take care.